And I've got like a video here that I found that's, sums up my thoughts on the situation. All right, so yesterday I covered this, but there's a little bit more details, and people have found some more social media posts that I wanted to play a little bit of. So this is I think, day 2 of protests in Minneapolis over the police shooting of a man named Winston, nicknamed Boogie Smith, to my understanding. And I'm not going to be watching this. I'm going to be reading instead. And I got some things on Twitter. So, protesters faced off with officers in Minneapolis early Saturday over the shooting death of a man by members of a U.S. Marshals Task Force. Now, again, this is a very similar story that I'm seeing to when Michael Ryanel was killed. They're like, oh, we got to go get him. We'll get a task force of U.S. Marshals. Oops, all of a sudden he's dead. Right, that just seems very similar to me. Photos from the scene following a vigil for Winston Boogie Smith Jr., 32, showed dumpster fires in the street and a line of officers standing guard. What were they standing guard for? I don't know. I don't even think they know. It was the second night of protest in response to the fatal shooting Thursday in Minneapolis' Uptown neighborhood. Authorities said Friday that Smith was wanted on a weapons violation. Okay, is that a death sentence? Anyone? Anyone want to read the Constitution or any law books? Is that a death sentence? Having a gun and violating something. Is that a death sentence? No, I don't think so. And fired a gun before 2 deputies shot him while he was inside a parked vehicle. Now, I want, again, to ask you a question. If a bunch of dumb motherfuckers roll up on you with guns and don't identify themselves, and you've got a gun in your hand right now, what is going to be your reaction? Is your reaction going to be to drop the gun? Well, if your reaction would be to drop the gun, chances are you're not going to have a gun in that situation in the first place, right? So I'm just throwing this out there, right? If you've got a bunch of people, they're not serving a warrant, mind you. They're not doing anything stupid, he was wanted on a weapons violation, right? They're not trying to arrest him and throw him in jail for the rest of his life, right? This guy is very simple kind of violations here. And they assassinated him, right? And this is something, again, very similar to Andrew Brown's situation in Elizabeth City that I've been covering a lot. They were serving something over drugs, right? They kill him, right? And then they find no drugs. They find nothing of value whatsoever, just proving that they kind of went in there with ulterior motives. And that's kind of what it seems like here. And I want to go into that because this guy's got some social media posts that I've found. They've been dug up, And apparently this guy has been a little bit of an activist in the Minneapolis scene since George Floyd was murdered. And so to me, it seems like they targeted this guy specifically because of the messages he was sending. And so I just wanted to play his video here. Now, again, I do not endorse necessarily anything that he says. So I'm just throwing that out there. That being said, it's a pretty good video. So I want to play this.
I've been quiet for too long. All this protesting shit, y'all still coming with y'all hands up, saying y'all surrender, begging for y'all freedom, asking for justice. Is y'all serious? Y'all serious? That's the plan? Motherfuckers been killing y'all for years? Hey, I ride with my shit, y'all. Hey, when it come to me, that's not the plan, y'all. Y'all gotta figure out a new plan. Y'all need a new leader.
So what he's saying there basically is that, you're I want to really you need to understand this person is dead. He was shot and killed by police, presumably because of his social media posts. Now, one of the reasons why I say that is because when you look at other uprisings, most specifically the one in Ferguson, you notice that very conveniently and also coincidentally, the people that took leadership positions or activist roles or social media positions during the Ferguson uprising, they all mysteriously killed themselves in a burning car. Just somehow, every single one of them decided separately and independently to all commit ritual suicide in burning cars. Or, alternative theory, those are police actually assassinating them. And so, but this is a world where we are post-Donald Trump now. Like, a lot of these police officers just wear it on their sleeve, that they just will target people specifically and just go after them with whatever they can find justifiable. So, and I also want to draw a line between that and also what's going on in Elizabeth City with Andrew Brown's assassination. Right? We had a situation, right, where people were protesting outside of a city councilwoman's house in Elizabeth City, right? And several people were actually destroying her property. Now, again, I don't give a fuck. Like, she can go fuck herself, cry me a river, bitch, right? But she did press charges on people. However, she did not press charges on any of the people that were actually destroying her lawn. She pressed charges on the people that were in the street that were yelling really loud. And why was that the case? Because those people that were standing in the street and yelling really loud are people that have been at the protests every day and are seen as leaders. They are perceived by people that aren't in protests as those with leadership positions. And so that's why they were specifically targeted and blamed with the destroying of her lawn, when the people that actually destroyed her lawn were not anywhere to be found because they did not have any form of authority or leadership position to their in the movement, to their perception. So I just want to throw that out there, right? This is something that law enforcement and other government officials do all the time, right? I have firsthand experience seeing it like a couple of weeks ago in my city, right? So when I say that I think that it is purposeful that this person was assassinated and they went in there to kill them on purpose, right? Over a stupid ass weapons violate, whatever that means, right? I don't know really exactly what that means, to be honest with you. But again, it's not a death sentence. And again, also, I want to put the shoe on the other foot. Where's the Second Amendment people at? Right? If a fucking unidentified gang of thugs runs toward your car with guns and you have a gun, hey, you're the Second Amendment guy. You tell me the rest of that story. So I'm going to play the rest of this video.
Y'all the plan, and it ain't walking up asking for justice. It ain't asking for nothing. Something wrong with y'all. I'm coming to the protest. I'm bringing same shit they bringing. That's what you need. Yeah, I'm going to be quick, because you got short attention span. It's Winston, boy. Oh, you don't need to know my name. But this the plan. Share this, and so everybody can hear it, because whoever is at these protests in Minnesota with all these killings, y'all not saying the right shit. Y'all telling motherfuckers to come with their hands up and peacefully assemble for what? Nah, fuck that. Fuck that. Fuck you. Fuck them. Fuck anybody who's peaceful right now. Because when Martin Luther King was here, we had 1 million motherfuckers marching saying, let's be peaceful. But now y'all still begging for y'all freedom. So I say, they still shooting y'all down. They must want a war. So go get y'all gasoline at y'all gas station. Stop going to the
Alright,
protest.
so I'm going to stop the video there because, again, I do not endorse necessarily any of these statements. I'm just throwing that out there. That being said, why are people being so peaceful? Again, like, I think that what we're going through right now is a generational shift here. I think you had a bunch of people who tried being peaceful and they got murdered, right? And then all of what happened, like, throughout all of the civil unrest of the 1960s, right? And the 70s, etc., was just kind of erased. It was just kind of, we all just pretend like none of that ever happened, right? And so we have a new generation of people that are learning firsthand exactly why nonviolent peaceful resistance does not work, right? And I want to provide, a parallel here. Look at Elizabeth City, North Carolina. We have been protesting for 46 days, and they have been nonviolent peaceful protests, right? And guess what happened? Nothing, right? Like, literally, we are in a worse position in Elizabeth City right now than we were on the day of Andrew Brown's murder, right? And hey, we have been nothing but peaceful and nonviolent. So am I saying that nonviolent and peaceful is a binary between burning down police stations and sitting in the middle of the road with your hands up? That's not a binary. There is a spectrum here. Not even like a fucking left-right spectrum, but there is a lot of ways that you can non-violently resist without, causing actual damage to human life or property, but also you can do so without being peaceful, right? There is a line there right? But again, at the same time, the state's certainly not being peaceful. And we need to have this conversation because last year, all the liberals, do you remember the liberals with their Black Lives Matter? Oh, Black Lives Matter. Trump is so bad. Black Lives Matter, right? Where are those people? Now that Joe Biden is president and people are still being murdered, now that Joe Biden is president and rioters are being bussed in from all across the country to a bunch of small towns and putting on their fucking riot gear and getting their fucking gas canisters and their school buses full of guns to go after a crowd of like 9 elderly grandmas. That's happening in Elizabeth City. And you look at what's going on in Minneapolis. The day that the George Floyd Square Memorial was destroyed is the day that Winston Smith was murdered. You cannot tell me that's a coincidence. I'm sorry. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. There's no such thing as a coincidence in this situation. These motherfuckers, I'm talking about the state, are going to kill you. They're going to kill your family, and they're not going to stop killing your family until we figure out what the hell is going on as a society, right? And rule number 1, the first fucking step is to abolish the police departments, right? We need to get rid of them. Every single police officer in this whole country needs to be fired. They need to be banned from public service, and they need to go, they just need to go, ship them off to an island somewhere. Seriously, we don't need them in our society. We need to entirely rethink how we do this from the lowest forms of society, the highest forms of society, and all in between. We need to completely revamp our entire system of governance because this is not fucking working. I'm just throwing that out there. It's not working. Right? Again, you go out there and you non-violently, peacefully, resist for and they still will beat your fucking head in. They will still fire fucking gas cans at your face. They will still fucking shoot rubber bullets in your eyeballs. They will murder you. They will fucking arrest you. They will use every tool that they can to inflict physical and emotional pain on you at all times, right? And so that's the situation we're in. So you can draw the conclusions yourself, right? I'm just saying, this is the situation we're in. Clearly something is not working. Does that mean we should try something else now? Maybe. Does that mean we should try it next year? Maybe. I don't know. I'm just saying.
Retweet. That was an opinion of somebody, and that was a retweet. I'll put it out there. People can decide for themselves. I don't take a position.